You know that feeling, right? When you're stuck talking to a chatbot that just doesn't get it, or you get an email that's so generic, it's almost insulting. It makes you wonder, in this super digital world we live in, how do we use all this tech to actually build real human trust with our customers instead of just putting up more walls? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out.
So, yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? In a world full of screens and algorithms, how do you build something as human as trust? We have all these incredible tools, but the real trick is using them to create a genuine connection, not just more noise. And that's the puzzle we're going to solve together today. So, here's our game plan. First up, we'll talk about why trust is more important than ever. Then we'll get into something I call the interaction principle. It's basically how these relationships are actually built. After that, we'll look at your tech toolkit, the actual tools for the job. Then comes the secret sauce, the consistency engine. And finally, we'll see how all of this leads to the ultimate goal, which is turning customers into true partners.
Okay, let's dive right into part one, why trust matters now. And really, it's pretty simple. It is the absolute bedrock of any and every relationship you have with a customer. If you don't have trust, honestly, nothing else we talk about is even gonna work.
Think about it like this. Trust is basically the new currency in business. Without it, a sale is just a sale. It's a one-time thing. But when you earn that trust, suddenly that transaction transforms into a relationship. And that, my friends, is where the real value is.
So, if trust is the goal, how do we get there? That brings us right to our second section, the interaction principle. This is the how-to part, the actual mechanics of building these relationships from scratch.
So, when we say relationship, what do we really mean? It's not just a name in your system. A real customer relationship is a connection that's built on two really important things: active and ongoing engagement. It's not a one-and-done deal. It's a conversation that keeps going. And the process? It's actually a pretty straightforward three-step formula, but man, is it powerful. Step 1, you use technology to actually engage with people. Step 2, you keep that communication going consistently. And step 3, well, trust just becomes the natural outcome. It's almost like a chemical reaction. You do the first two things right, and trust is what you get. All right, time to get practical. Let's talk about your technology toolkit. It's easy to say engage with technology, but what does that actually mean? What tools are we talking about? Let's open up the toolbox. And here's the best part. This isn't some crazy futuristic tech. You're probably using these things already. We're talking about stuff like live chat, emails that are actually personalized, running a poll on social media, or even just hopping on a quick video call. All of these are tools designed to start a real conversation. And this right here, this is the most important part. The whole point of using these tools isn't to just broadcast or message at people, no. The goal is to create a real dialogue with them. That back and forth, that two-way street, that's where the magic of engagement really happens. Okay, so you've got the right tools, you're starting conversations, but how do you make it stick? How do you make that trust last? Well, that brings us to section 4, the consistency engine. Because it turns out the secret ingredient is just good old-fashioned repetition. I mean, just picture the two scenarios from a customer's point of view. On one side, you've got inconsistent communication. You hear from a company once in a blue moon. It just creates confusion, right? But on the other side, you have consistent, reliable communication. It creates a sense of clarity and predictability. The difference between those two experiences is just massive. Let's really break that down. When communication is all over the place, it leads straight to confusion and doubt, and that's a breeding ground for mistrust. You end up losing customers. But when you're consistent, you build clarity and confidence. That builds trust, and trust is what leads to real loyalty. It's a direct path. So, when you nail that combination of interactive tech and the power of consistency, you build trust. It's a fantastic place to be. But believe it or not, that's not the end of the road. So where do we go from there? Well, that leads us to our final and, I think, most exciting section, going from trust to a true partnership. And this is such a key distinction. A partner is way more than just a customer, even a loyal one. A customer might buy from you out of habit, but a partner is someone who truly believes in what you're doing. They're on your team. They're invested in your success because they feel like you're invested in theirs. You know, if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this idea. Technology isn't the barrier we sometimes think it is. It's the bridge. It's the very thing that can help us build these incredibly strong, lasting partnerships. It's how we connect, human to human, even through a screen.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question, a challenge, really. What's one conversation you can start today? This doesn't have to be some giant new strategy. Just think of one person, one customer, and one tool you can use to start one simple, meaningful conversation. What's it going to be? Thanks so much for listening.